Arsenal vs Liverpool, Premier League result, latest updates and reaction after goalless draw. A heavyweight showdown at the Emirates concludes midweek action from the Premier League. Arsenal missed the chance to extend their lead at the top of the Premier League table, early being held to a goalless draw by Liverpool on Thursday. Draws for Manchester City and Aston Villa against Brighton and Crystal Palace, respectively, 24 hours earlier, presented Arsenal with the chance to open up an 8-point lead at the summit. However, the reigning Premier League champions produced a defensively resolute performance at the Emirates Stadium and, perhaps, could have taken all 3 points had they had some firepower, with Mohamed Salah away at the Africa Cup of Nations, in addition to Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike sidelined through injury. The result keeps Arsenal 6 points clear at the top of the table, while Liverpool remain fourth and 2 points clear of Brentford, following a third successive draw, which extends their unbeaten run across all competitions to 10 games. The final chance of the game falls to Gabriel at the back post, but he can't make contact with the ball. It ends all square at the Emirates. Arsenal remain 6 clear at the top of the table. Martinelli apologises for pushing Bradley. Arsenal's Gabriel Martinelli has apologised for trying to push injured Liverpool defender Conor Bradley off the pitch during Thursday's 0-0 draw between the teams. Northern Ireland international Bradley landed awkwardly near the touchline when chasing the ball in stoppage time, falling to the ground and immediately clutching his knee. Martinelli then dropped the ball on the full-back before shoving him in the back in an attempt to get him off the playing surface to allow the game to continue. That action sparked a melee between the two sets of players, with Martinelli and Liverpool's Ibrahima Konate both yellow-carded for their involvement. After receiving treatment, Bradley was taken away on a stretcher and was later seen leaving Emirates Stadium on crutches and with a knee brace. Former Manchester United players Gary Neville and Roy Keane were both highly critical of Martinelli, with Neville saying his actions were absolutely disgraceful and describing the Arsenal winger as an idiot. Martinelli later issued an apology on social media, saying the two players had been in contact and he had already said sorry. "I really didn't understand, he was seriously injured in the heat of the moment," Martinelli posted on Instagram. "I want to say I'm deeply sorry for reacting. Sending Conor all my best again for a quick recovery." Liverpool manager Arne Slot defended Martinelli after the match, suggesting the wider issue of time wasting in football may have led to the flashpoint. "I don't know Gabriel Martinelli, but he comes across as a nice guy," said Slot. "I think the problem for him, and it's a problem in general in football, is that there is so much time wasting and players pretending that they are injured in the final parts of the game and during the game, that you can sometimes be annoyed if you want to try to score a goal, that you think the player is time wasting." While it is too soon to know the full extent of Bradley's injury, Slot is concerned it could be serious and said that Martinelli would have acted differently if he was aware that was the case. "I am 100% sure that if he knew what the injury might be, then he would never do that," said Slot. "But it doesn't look great if he has the injury, which we fear he might have. That time wasting, diving ... I have seen it happen against us so many times this season that I can understand that Martinelli might have thought that this is time wasting as well. He couldn't have thought about this is Liverpool, they don't do this." Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta, whose side hold a 6-point lead over Manchester City and Aston Villa at the top of the table, described Martinelli as an incredible, lovely guy. He echoed Slot's view that the winger probably did not realise the extent of Bradley's problem. "I don't know what happened to Conor, but hopefully it's not bad," said Arteta. "But obviously there is no intention from Gabby to do anything bad to him." Bradley's teammate Dominic Szoboszlai said the right-back was in so much pain that he didn't want to come back on the pitch for time wasting, and that he couldn't even think where he rolled before Martinelli pushed him. "I understand you want to win, we want to win as well, but I think the health of a player is much more important than something else, Szoboszlai added. Neville, who was on co-commentary, was clearly angered by Martinelli's actions at the time of the incident. "You can't push him off the pitch," he said. "You cannot do that, you idiot. That's so poor. I'm surprised the Liverpool players haven't gone over and had a right pop at him. I think an apology is needed. Honestly, I don't know how the Liverpool players didn't go over there and whack him, to be honest with you, and take a red card. Absolutely disgraceful, that," Neville later added. "I believe football players are all good lads. He obviously thinks he's trying to waste time at the end of the game, but I think you could see that was a bad one." Keane echoed Neville's comments after full time, describing the episode as a disgrace. "I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all," said Keane. "I'm surprised the Liverpool players didn't go after Martinelli a bit more because that behaviour was a disgrace. You don't know the injury the players got. It looks pretty bad. And you're trying to push him off the pitch. Not good stuff, that."